Today, I'm going to give a few mortgage tips. I call them mortgage timbits, where you can have a few in the morning with your coffee. Although it's already 11:25, you might still have a coffee.
Timbits are good anytime.
Digestible little bits of mortgage information.
Good idea. Good idea.
Well, let's see how it goes. So this first one I wanted to mention was there was this article which was actually written a little while ago. It was in March of 2009. It was written by Gary Marr from the Financial Post. It's called Breaking Up with Your Mortgage. And here, Gary's talking about the fact that a lot of people with rates being lower now have been looking to get out of their mortgage to refinance at a lower rate. So, they're talking about a few instances of that. And I'll tell you the truth. From what I found is that it often does not make sense to break up with your mortgage.
Yeah.
And the reason is that if you've locked in at a higher rate, most lenders charge what's called the interest rate differential. Okay, the interest rate differential gets bigger and bigger as current rates get lower. So the banks are not just going to let you out of a contract without getting their money back. They're going to charge a penalty based on how low today's rates are. And I've seen some people come up with penalties as high as $28,000 recently to get out of a mortgage. So in a lot of cases, it doesn't make sense. Now, there's one example he gives here where he talked to a mortgage broker, which is at a fairly well-known company. And I'm not going to mention the name of the company here or the name of the president who was quoted in this article. But I did want to mention that what the mortgage broker did is when a client came to him and said, I have a $205,000 mortgage at a rate of 5.25%, he came back and he said, and he gave him what the savings would be on a variable rate mortgage, and the variable rates are much lower. And I just found that to be very odd because here he says, it's a big penalty. Mr. So-and-so argues that if that same customer breaks his mortgage and goes with the variable rate at 3.3, the savings would be in the $13,000 to $14,000 range over 3.5 years, more than offsetting the penalty. And I wanted to mention that I think it's quite wrong to be making a recommendation or telling a customer he's going to be saving, comparing a fixed rate to a variable rate. Later on in the article, Moshe Milevsky, who's a finance professor at York University, correctly identifies that the only way you can compare is comparing a fixed rate to a fixed rate. Okay?
Makes sense.
To know. So I just thought that was worthy of notice. We mortgage brokers need to keep good reputations, so we need to be giving good advice.
Yeah.
If you want to know who it is, you can check out the article written by Gary Marr.
And people won't feel screwed, by not understanding fully what the comparables are.
Well, that's right. We need to give them the right advice, and it's not just about making a sale. It's about giving people the right advice. Next, I wanted to give you some credit tips. We have a slide we're going to bring up on the screen because nowadays I find this to be becoming an issue. Some people are coming to us if they've lost their job or if there's some issue and they're short of cash. Credit is so important. So we're going to take a look. Oh, they're all up at once. That's fine. Okay. Don't make unnecessary loan applications is tip number 5. We're going to go backwards here. Sometimes you get an offer for a free hockey shirt or a towel or something silly, and not a good idea because unless you really need it, don't take it. Every time you make a credit inquiry, it affects your credit. And if you have issues and you're unnecessarily checking your credit, you're setting yourself up for bigger problems. Keep balances low. Utilization, I put in bold there. The utilization, what that really means is if you have a $10,000 limit and you've got $9,900 owing, your utilization is high. If you have $4,000 owing, your utilization is low. Try and keep the utilization as low as possible. Certainly don't go over the available limit, even though they might let you. If your purchase takes you over the limit, try and keep it below. Will cost you points on your credit bureau. Have at least 2 trade lines with at least a $2,000 limit. This is for people who want to know, what do I need to have if I want to buy a house? Couple years credit history, at least a couple $1,000 owing. That's number 3 and number 2. The last point I'm going to mention, don't miss even a single payment. Okay?
That's all in bold.
It seems obvious, But what happens is if people are short of cash, if they miss payments and then they come later to a mortgage broker or to whoever and to try and get money, okay, once their credit is tarnished, it's going to be more difficult to get the money, and it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Okay?
It affects you way down the line.
It affects you down the line. So you want to be proactive. If you need to refinance, if you're short, do it before you've missed a whole bunch of payments. It'll be a lot easier for you.
Yeah.
Last thing, and then we're going to move on, is where are mortgage rates today? You know, there's an old expression that you know, if you had a really good song, it went off the charts. I'm going to just talk to you about, this is a CMHC little mortgage calculator here, okay? And what this says here is it helps to figure out what your monthly mortgage payment's going to be.
Oh, very nice.
So the rates vary from 4% and on the back all the way up to 10%. So rates today are a fixed rate mortgage around 3.59%. So they're literally off the charts. So that's what I just wanted to mention, that the rates are so low today that they're literally off the charts because this mortgage calculator won't work anymore. I don't know when they printed this thing, but rates haven't been as high as anywhere near 10% in a while. So maybe they need to reprint some of these.
Yeah.
But that's good information to know just how low rates are. They are literally off the charts.
Silver lining of the economic downturn.
Well, that's exactly true. It is a silver lining, and I think there's great opportunities out there.
There always
people.
is.
So
people just need to focus on that.
For sure. So that's the mortgage timbits for today.
I liked it.